Alright, final match of the day. This looks like a mulligan on the draw. This hand is... It's actually not that bad, because we have the Thunderherd migration. I'll go ahead and keep this. Cut to ribbons. I think I have to bottom it. I think it's worse than the land, or... You know, mountain we do need if we want to cast the Sweltering Suns in a timely fashion, depending on what he's playing. And we just need lands in general to get up to Hour of Promise, and eventually Zakama. Client is being pretty slow. Try to close some of these other windows I have open. Maybe that'll help. Two mana, what is this? Constrictor is pretty good. Another Thunderherd migration, huh? So we're gonna reveal a dinosaur. Let's hope this isn't a Rish card to follow it up, so that the Sweltering Suns can still take care of some of his board later on. Cross our fingers, I guess. We also need to draw the red source in order for that to be relevant. A lot of people playing Arch of Araska. I don't know if it fits in this kind of deck, but it doesn't matter here. We are getting destroyed already. So now we need to find an Hour of Devastation. Well, there it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and cast this Thunderherd migration. Revealed the Zakama that we already revealed. Grab another mountain. Hopefully he just like dumps two more things onto the board. Okay. Yeah, this'll work. Although it does get... Oh, I guess the two counters don't actually matter because 6/5 still dies to the Hour of Devastation. This is a pretty nice start from my opponent. And we're actually still going to be okay here, because everything will still die to the... what did he get? Seeker Squire. He kept Walking Ballista on top, so that's good to know about. So we're only taking 4 since he tapped this for mana, which is also good for me. Although that Wild Growth Rocker I just realized, I didn't notice it had gotten so big in the meantime. Pretty interesting. So we're going to cast this Hour of Devastation. So we're still in trouble. So he can keep applying pressure. Oh boy. Okay, well, opponent was off to a pretty nutty start. I'm not gonna lie. This is turn 5, yeah. Okay, so now we can Hour of Promise. He still has that Ballista that can come down next turn. Doesn't kill me currently. Let's see, I can cast Gift of Paradise and have 4 mana left over. That's not good enough. We're just kind of a step behind here all the way. So we'll do this. We'll grab, I think, Basic Plains and a desert of some kind. I guess Ramanap Ruins, just to get the zombies out of the deal. Or maybe Shephet Dunes, so that we can potentially gain additional life with the Zakama. That makes the most sense, I think. Don't have a ton of answers to that giant Wild Growth Walker, though. I think it was a 5/7 on turn 4. Is that right? Seems weird. Oh no, it had 4 counters. Yeah, that does make sense, because he double explored. Both of them gave him 2+1/+1 counters. Seen a lot of people playing with this 2-card combo recently. So I send with both. I'm going to block and chump. I'm surprised that he sends in the Ranger, but more power to him. He's probably just going to play a Ballista if I had to guess. 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we draw an untapped land, we can cast Sakama and potentially claw our way back into this game. Another Hour of Promise does not kill me. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we can Sweltering Suns away the Walking Ballista and then cast an Hour of Promise, which is fine. 1, 2, 3. He's going to shoot me 3 times. We are staying alive. So now I'll just grab probably like a Rootbound Crag and I suppose another desert. It doesn't really matter. Maybe just a Sheltered Thicket to make sure I have enough pain-free red and green mana for the Sakama. But if we get to untap now, as long as he doesn't have like another Ballista, we might actually be in pretty decent shape here. Somehow. Another Ranger. Finds a Fatal Push. See what he wants to do with that. Puts it in the yard. And another Fatal Push. Puts that in the yard. Okay. I'll jump. So that Wildgrowth Walker is big enough to get through my Zakama now, which is interesting to note. But let's go ahead and play Zakama. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Float a red. Untap all my lands. And then I think put Gift of Paradise on something. Let's put it on Mountain. One, 2, 3. I can play Treasure Map. How many activations do I have on Zakama right now? I have exactly 3, so I actually probably shouldn't play the Treasure Map. Although I guess I can still get 2 activations. I can play Map and Scry and still have 2 activations. I kind of do want to get some Scry action going. Maybe that's wrong though. See, if he kills my zombie, I can still gain 6 life and take a hit from the walker, so I think it does make sense to play the map. Don't know if that's correct or not, but we'll pass. Star of Extinction does still kill the walker, but it does also... What is this? A lot of mana. Noxious Gearhulk, that's pretty rude. That's really rude. So we're gonna have to start doing things. Let's steal 3 to the Jade Light Ranger. And then we can either gain 3 life or destroy the Noxious Gearhulk. I'm pretty sure, well, I guess let's scry first and see if that changes my decision. Cut to Ribbons doesn't help much. I'm going to put that on the bottom. Pretty sure we need a Star of Extinction at this point. So I might just gain the life. I could also draw another Hour of Promise. So maybe it's better to kill the Noxious Gearhulk. I think I just gain the life though. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's gone. He gains 1,000,000 life, which is actually annoying. Oh, does he also have Fatal Push? Okay, well, he just had kind of everything there. Oh well. What were we drawing? Hour of Devastation. Okay, so we weren't really going to get out of that one. That was a pretty nice start from my opponent. Just had a super nutty. Well, anyway, let's look at what we can do about that. I don't hate a Braid. Though we are on the play, so I don't want to worry too much about being defensive. I still want to have the core engine intact. Although he's likely to have a lot more disruption now, like Duress and... oh, you know, Vraska's Contempt from my Zakama. So maybe Carnage Tyrant is attractive. Carnage Tyrant plus Hour of Devastation is a pretty nice combo, especially on the play. But I do like Sunbirds against him in theory. I don't know if I want to change anything, actually. So I think our core engine, if we can get it online and not just be dead on board to some massive thing that we couldn't sweep away. This seems like the matchup where we want to go over the top. I don't want to like dilute my deck too much with like middling mid-range cards and slow my deck down. Sweltering Suns we can consider trimming on. Maybe a Braid's better than it. Probably is. We can take out like a Wild Growth Rocker if he tries to play it and explore in the same turn. That might be important. Then when we're on the draw, we can consider doing something a little bit differently. Well, this is one of those awkward hands you get when you play like 1,000,000 expensive cards. Sand needs 2 lands to get going, and really 3 lands to function properly. So I think it's a little bit too risky, as much as I want to. Well, I have to keep this, even though it's essentially just a 4-card hand. Ugh, maybe that's wrong. I think I should just go to 5. Okay, this hand's actually not bad for a 5-card hand, even though the Zakama is basically just a mulligan. You have to kind of accept that you're going to be operating with most hands with like a mulligan, because you really don't want to draw your Zakamas until much later in the game. Ooh, that was a good draw. We can do that right now. And grab probably just a mountain. Doesn't matter much. Finds a forest off the Explorer. That'll be good eventually. Let's play Gift of Paradise. I think that's better than Treasure Map right now. Oh, he's playing this bad card. Sure. Found a Wild Growth Walker on top, puts it in the yard. Branch Walker finds a land which he can then play. Sure. Well, our mana situation is awkward, but that's going to happen when you keep a 5-card hand with this with a 9-drop in it, so you know. So we're not under 1,000,000 damage a turn clock here at least. Scry. Zakama on the bottom. Could scry upkeep. Guess I will, because I'd like to find some lands. Grass's Bounty on the bottom. Okay. So we can flip our treasure map next turn at the very least, and then go from there. Another one of those. Finds a Windy Constrictor, which he keeps. No, he puts it in the yard. 2 lands and a bunch of mana. Vraska. Ooh, that's could be a problem. Is that going to take out my treasure map? Yep. Vraska is probably just going to be GG here. That also takes care of Sunbird's invocation. Two, three, four, five, six. So I can play invocation. At the very least, if I get to Starve Extinction, that does take care of Planeswalkers. So I guess he has a bit of a decision here about whether he wants to sacrifice his Vraska for this invocation. You never know, he might want to keep it around. So we go to 4. Okay, he's just going to cash it in. Well, we don't have much choice here. We have to get rid of the his board. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Vraska's a beating. He's going to draw a card in response. So if he finds a Walking Ballista at any point, we die. There's a lot of mana. Another Vraska. It's also annoying. Our deck relies pretty hard on our artifacts and enchantments, so I think this is gonna be game over. I mean, I could complain that his deck kind of nutted out on us game 1 and then he had the perfect answer game 2, but it comes with the territory of having a super top-end deck and not having to mulligan a bunch and all that good stuff. Bottom. Bottom. Okay. So we have how many deserts? We have the 3 deserts, so we can just grab like a plains and I guess Shephet Dunes. We're not dead, we can go to 1. One removal spell does finish me off though. Tetsamok. That's interesting. I mean, it will get the job done. It's kind of a curious card to be playing. I mean, it's a limited bomb. I think it's not great in constructed, but hey, it worked out for him there. Even Noxious Kira Hulk would have gotten the job done, because he could just minus Vraska to get rid of my other blocker. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we were going to be able to play out our Sakama next turn if we got to untap, but you know, it happens. So let's pull up this deck real quick. I mean, that definitely showed off some of the weaknesses of the deck. It's not all just peaches and cream. You know, sometimes you get those really awkward hands you have to mulligan, where your opponent just has the right disruption spell at the right time and you don't get to go off. So, you know, I wouldn't say this is like a serious deck list for the new standard, but I do think there's some powerful potential here. I think a ramp shell in general is going to be viable thanks to Thunderherd migration. That just gives you a good, cheap way to ramp. I don't know if Sakama is the right answer for what we're ramping into, but it served its purpose. We got to go off at the invocation a couple times. I might work on this a little bit in the coming days to see if there's anything viable. I'm kind of just on hold waiting to see what the bannings bring to the standard to shake things up. But I don't know, I had fun, and this is some food for thought. If you want to try something similar, feel free. So this will probably be my last standard video with the beta. I believe that the set will be available to draft on the regular client tomorrow, so my next video will most likely be a Rivals of Ixalan limited or draft video. I did not attend a pre-release this weekend, so it'll be my first experience with the new set. Hopefully it's better than Triple Ixalan, which I kind of hated, as you might well know if you've been following me for a while. But in any case, we will see you then, so thanks for watching.